Welcome back to Offroad Outlaws, guys, and in this video, we are going to be doing a Tundra build. Now, the cool thing about this build is that, first off, we've already done a build of a Tundra before, but this one's going to be a little bit different than that build. Now, the first one that we did, we mainly built it to be able to do light to moderate trails, plus tow our boats or our other trucks. This one is going to be a race truck. So what we're going to be able to do is we're actually going to be able to take this truck out with the other Tundra, and we're going to be able to use one of them to demonstrate kind of the off-road slash trail riding ability of these trucks, and then this one we're going to be able to use to demonstrate more of the race truck slash Baja truck style capability of these things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick this one up, and it's going to be a long travel trophy truck style build. Now, I don't do these very often, and so it's definitely going to be a little bit of a learning curve with the tuning style, but with that in mind and with that being said, I'm really excited to get into it and actually see what this thing is like once we build it up. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and max out the performance. If we go to the upgrades first before we do anything else. So this thing is getting everything maxed out all the way, although it's not going to get diesel swapped. This is going to be a gas truck. So we're going to go ahead and go straight to the durability, go ahead and get that maxed out, same with the e-brake, and as far as the power goes, it's going to be a supercharged build instead of a turbo build. The other one's also a supercharged gas engine, so that one seems to be, to me anyway, that's the way I like to build these trucks. Now, let's go back into the tuning aspect of it and go straight into the suspensions. Now, we're going straight for the trophy type suspension, trophy type heavy duty, so basically long travel trophy truck style suspension. We could go for a heavy duty independent type, but the only thing with that is that it does give you a little bit of positive camber. It's a little bit strange, but the nice thing about going with the independent type is the fact that if we go into the actual suspension tuning and obviously go up to stage 5, we can install all-wheel drive axles in the independent type truck, whereas the trophy type truck is going to obviously not allow us to do that. So I do kind of want to go back to the trophy style truck because at the end of the day, I love the way it looks, and I think it's going to give us some properly good suspension travel, especially in the high-speed stuff. And I don't really build trophy-style trucks normally, so let's go ahead and bring that axis width out quite a bit. Like I said, this is going to be a full-on long-travel style truck, so with that being said and done, I'm going to bring the damping to, I'm going to start at, 2,500 and go from there. Now, stiffness is going to be, maybe, 11.5, but travel is going to be up. So I want it to be able to obviously have as much articulation as I can, but also we're going to go with shock number, I think setup number 1, and then size is going to go up considerably to about a 1.7. I want this thing to have a properly beefy suspension setup. So now we're going to go ahead and handle the rear suspension setup. Now, in the rear, it's actually going to also be another trophy type, and these trophy type builds, especially trophy heavy duty, are really, really crazy looking. Once again, I don't use them in this game very often because they're a very, single usage, dedicated type of build. They're not really a trail type build. They're more of a just go fast in the desert or over whoops type build, but that's once again not a big deal. That's not a bad thing. It's just, let's see. Oh, I did not mean to widen the front. I meant to widen the rear. Let's bring that up to stage 5, and we're going to go up to about 0.5 in the back as well. So our travel in the front is maxed, and so we're going to do that in the back as well, but our stiffness in the front is 11.5, and I think the stiffness in the rear I'm going to make about, let's see, ooh, wait a minute, what's our stiffness? Our stiffness is 11.5, but our damping is 2,500. I'm probably going to get this completely wrong, but let's see what happens if we bring the stiffness to let's say maybe 6850-ish. And then shocks-wise, you can't really see them all that much, so I'm not going to worry about them. And then damping-wise, this is going to be let's say, you know what? The front we're going to put at, the front at 3,000, and then the rear at about, let's say, 2,500, and we'll see what that does for us. So now it's time to get the wheels and tires to kind of match what the truck is doing. So let's also upgrade our gearing, and we're going to go ahead and throw a perfect setup on this thing and run it on the dyno. It should make somewhere in the 7s. Well, that's got a lot of squat in the rear under power. 705 and 529. Max, not bad. I do, after seeing that, though, I do kind of want to stiffen up the rear just a little bit because I feel like it's going to be really, really soft. But after doing that, I also feel like I need to stiffen the front just a little. Let's see. And now in the back, I kind of feel like I need to bring it down just a hair. Not by much, but like it's always like this weird back and forth. Now, obviously, it looks kind of cartoonish and weird with the tires on it right now, but trust me, we're going to bring the tires up to spec. We're going to bring them up to the right size. So let's get everything upgraded to stage 5. And then before we bring the tires up to size, I do want to go ahead and do a fender cut. That way, the truck actually has the necessary room for the new tires that we're going to be able to fit. So now we're going to apply that and go back to the tuning. And I'm thinking wheel radius is going to be somewhere around a 1.3 width and a 1.2 radius. Remember, these wheels and tires are going to have to cycle a lot. So let's see, what is that, 1.3 radius? Now 1.2 radius. Okay, so actually that's about matched, and then we'll do 1.3 in the back. It's already looking really, really good. I mean, I don't know if it needs to be that high, but like at the same time, let me just do a VR test rig real quick and see what it looks like when it's going at a pretty good amount of speed. Let's bring up the pace. It's doing pretty good. Number 3 should have some, is it number 2 that's got big bumps? Yeah, it's number 2 that's got big bumps. Let's see how it does at like properly high speed. It's not bad. It's really not bad at all. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop that right there, and I want to make the axis width in the front just a little bit wider to really go for that Baja truck feel of being just a little bit wider in the front, and going with a slightly wider tire in the front as well, just slightly, up to like a 0.4. Okay, so this is going to be interesting now. I'm not sure how it's going to drive, but I'm really hoping that it drives well. Now, let's do 3-2, and then 2-0. This is going to kind of be our general race gearing. 2-0, 1-5, and then 1-1, and then 0.9. Then we're going to leave low gear alone for this one, and then go straight into the customization. It's going to be really quick in here, but we are going to go ahead and take the front bumper off. We're going to go full race spec on this one. Take the rear bumper off, and then up top, we're not going to worry about up top for now. We'll throw like, not even like a rock slider, but just like side protection on it. And then we'll go with a Baja light setup, or a Baja style light setup, and then a spare tire. Let's see how it, oh, I guess, well, where's that option? Oh, it's in the bed? Yeah, that'll be fine. Throw the spare in the bed. Don't worry about it. Winch-wise, I'm not going to throw a winch on this thing, and I am going to go ahead and put, let's say, exhaust-wise, it's going to be kind of weird. I don't want to have exhaust out the hood, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to have one right there either, because I feel like it would kind of get in the way and snag on stuff, but it's not fully realistic, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to throw it right there. And then we'll do white HIDs for the headlights. We'll do a repair pack in the back, although that does kind of conflict with the tire. We'll just do a toolbox then. And then I'm not going to put tow mirrors on this thing because they look a little bit oversized for a, like, kind of a desert-style truck. And then paint-wise, let's do kind of a, I almost want to do kind of like a bronze, or like almost like a, I hate to say brown, but like that, I feel like that would almost kind of look good on this thing. Ooh, that actually, that is like a really bright bronze. And I kind of, you know what? I don't dislike it. As weird as that might sound, I don't dislike it. I think that's actually a really good looking setup. I don't know about you, but I kind of think that's a really good looking setup. So let's throw some, yeah, these work really well in the sand. And if we're going to be using this thing in like a sandy environment, I definitely want it to have the best type of tires that it can. So, or at least the best tires for that environment. Now, wheels-wise, this is where it's going to get kind of interesting because these do look really good, but let's see how they look. By the way, they did fix the actual, like, issues they were having with the wheel colors. So chrome does work, and so does metallic. And I think, as weird as it sounds, that brownish bronze kind of looks good with these. As weird as that sounds, it kind of looks good with these. And I might kind of have to adjust the color on the truck itself just a little bit, so it's a little bit more bronze. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, I know that's kind of getting a little bit more into like orange territory, but man, I'm I'm still, like, not mad about it. It's kind of like almost like a golden, like, sandy color. I don't exactly know how to describe it, but what I do know is that I like it, and I like it a lot. So I'm not going to worry about decals. We can do that later, but we're going to go ahead and apply the mods to that truck. And then this one is going to actually get loaded onto this trailer, and we're going to use our other Tundra to tow it out for some action out in the sand. Now, let's go ahead and get this guy real quick. We'll go ahead and load him up. And I'm very curious to know how this thing... I did not mean to go to that. So let's go ahead and grab our normal Tundra now. We're going to single player, we're going to custom maps, and then favorites, and then Silver Lake Sand Dunes. I don't remember if this is the right one, but let's see if it is. And if it is the right one, it'll definitely have some open area and open space for this thing to really, like, get down and really put its power to the ground. So let's see. Oh yeah, this will work. This will work for sure. You know what's interesting is you can tell that this thing is really designed for towing, or at least the setup that I have on the Tundra in the front is really set up for towing, but because it's not even squatting really that much at all when I actually get into the throttle. It actually is doing an amazingly good job. Also, that looks amazing, and I would love to see how it looks in photo mode. Dude, this thing looks so good. This whole setup looks really, really good. I just love the way it all looks together. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but that, to me, that's quite the setup. I mean, if you're a Toyota fan, you're absolutely going to be all about that setup, but God, that's legit. That, to me, is, like, super freaking legit. Wow. Okay, so now let's go back into normal drive mode, and I think it's going to be, probably we're just going to unload this guy right here. So let's go and unload it, swap trucks, and take this thing for its... Oh! Well, I guess you technically can use all-wheel drive. It just doesn't actually show up there with axles. So, long travel Tundra, first run, 3, 2, 1, let's go. It certainly squads under power. It maxes out at about 94 miles an hour. Now, granted, for a map like this, we should probably have a little bit more top end than that, but it does land the jumps really well. I feel like I could definitely work on that suspension tuning a little bit, but for what it is right now, it does do a really good job. Like, it definitely does what I'm trying to get it to do. I don't know if it's doing it perfectly, but it's definitely a lot closer to doing what I wanted than it was before. Oh, there we go. Come on. I'm trying to actually get a decent landing out of it, because getting a decent landing out of this thing is sometimes a little bit, like, sketchy to do. Now, ooh, look at that articulating in the turns, though. That articulates so much, and with the rear locker on, even with power going to the front axle, you can still slide it like it did right there. That actually, again, like I said, works really well. Now, I do know that I have a lot more work to do in the tuning side of this thing. It's definitely not perfect. It's far from perfect. It's got quite a ways to go, actually. But then again, I mean... Wow, what a project. What a cool project at that. Oh, was that suspension at full drop? Not quite at full drop yet, but it was freaking close. I don't like how when you're in photo mode, it basically makes you hear the engine at that exact RPM for like a super extended period of time. Whoa, I cannot believe that I caught the exhaust flame. That right there, holy crap. Bro, I cannot believe that I caught the exhaust flame. That is the coolest thing. Whoa, oh god, do not turn the bloom up that high. If you turn the bloom up that high, you are in trouble. Holy crap. Now, let's shift it over to this side just a little bit more. And if we bring it down... Dude, I'm having so much fun playing around with this freaking photo mode. I love photo mode in this game now. It's so cool. Alright, FOV, distance, all that good stuff. Man, that's actually, like, really sick timing. I cannot believe that I caught that timing right there. I'm certainly getting that as a shot right there. Getting that as a shot, and then I'm also getting a shot of it from behind right here. Because, again, they both look so good. Now, if you guys have done a build like this on the Tundra in Offroad Outlaws, definitely let me know out there in the comment section, because I think this thing came out really, really good. I mean, I love the way it looks, I love the way it's driving, and I definitely think that we have more that we can do with it in the future. So once again, let me know any and all of your thoughts and opinions out there in the chat or in the comments. I thought this was a stream for a second, I guess. And if you enjoyed and you would like to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn those notifications on, and I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.